Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our learning journey together. Before we begin, let's take a moment to seek blessing. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya Allah, we ask for your guidance and wisdom as we learn today. Help us to understand and apply this knowledge for our betterment and the benefit of others. Amin, inshallah. Now let's dip into our exciting exploration of statistics. Let's go! Everyone, today we're diving into some key statistical concepts that are like the secret ingredients and recipe for making sense of data. First up, we have correlation studies. Think of them as relationship detectives. They show us how two variables dance together. For example, does more exercise lead to better grades? It's like asking if eating chocolate makes you happier. Spoiler, it often does. Next, we encounter the t-test. This handy tool helps us figure out if two groups are really different, like comparing test score from two teaching methods. It's like debating whether pineapple belongs on pizza. Very serious business. Then there's ANOVA, analysis of variance, which let us compare three or more groups. Imagine trying to determine the best dessert at the buffet. You need a reliable method to avoid dessert chaos. And let's not forget validity and reliability. Validity ensures our tests measure what they should, like making sure a ruler isn't secretly a banana. Reliability means our results are consistent, just like how we trust our favorite restaurant to serve good food every time. As we explore these concepts, let's keep in mind the wisdom from Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat 286. Allah doesn't burden a soul beyond that it can bear. Just as we seek balance in our lives, let's aim for clarity and understanding in our data. In summary, these statistical tools help us navigate the world around us and support our learning and decisions. In statistical research, correlation studies are used to examine the relationship between two variables, helping us understand how change in one may be associated with change in other. Common types of correlation include Pearson correlation, coefficient for linear relationships, Spearman's rank correlation for rank in ordinal data, and Kendall's tau for non-parametric datasets. These tools are widely used in language research, especially to explore connection between language performance and a variable such as test anxiety, study habits, or socio-cultural background. A positive correlation means that as one variable increases, so does the other. For example, more hours of practice may lead to higher tests. A negative correlation, on the other hand, suggests that as one increases, the other decreases, such as higher anxiety correlating with lower performance. The strength and direction of this relationship is measured by the correlation coefficient, which range from -1 to +1. This insight helps researchers and educators identify patterns, predict outcomes, and ultimately design more effective learning interventions. But this concept isn't just mathematical. It resonates deeply with the spiritual truth echoed in the Quran. In Surah Ar-Ra'd, ayat 11, Allah reminds us, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. This divine statement perfectly illustrates the idea of positive correlation. It means greater effort leads to a greater change. When learners take the initiative to practice more, to reflect deeper, or to push past fear, they begin to change, and the results follow. In both statistical science and spiritual growth, transformation begins within. I'm excited to talk about an important statistical tool called the t-test. It's like a magnifying glass for researchers, helping us see if there's a significant difference between the means of two groups. Let's break it down into three main types of the t-test, of course. The first one, independent sample t-test. This test compares the means of two independent groups. For example, imagine we're assessing the test score from two different teaching methods. It's like comparing sate ayam and rendang. Tough in our case, but both are delicious. The second one, paired sample t-test. This one compares means from the same group at different times. Thinking of it like measuring the same student scores before and after a special intervention. It's like checking if your cooking has improved after watching a ton of YouTube tutorials. The third one sample t-test. This test compares the mean of a single group to a known value. For instance, we might want to see if the average score of our class is different from the national average. It's like checking if your ayam geprek delivery is faster than the national average delivery time. Very important. Now, why is the t-test so important? Well, it's a key player in hypothesis testing. Researchers use it to determine if observed differences are statistically significant or just a random chance. It's like deciding if your friends claim that they can eat 10 slices of pizza is really true or just a pizza full of dream. In educational research, t-tests help us assess the effectiveness of different teaching methods. Are students really benefiting from that new curriculum? The t-test will let us know. However, there are a few considerations. Traditional t-tests assume normality and homogeneity of variance. If these assumptions aren't met, we might need to use alternative methods like Welch t-test. It's like switching to a different box of plates when your favorite one is closed. Now linking this to a beautiful verse from the Quran in Surah As-Sajdah, ayat 18. Allah asks, "Are those who believe equal to those who are wicked? They are not equal." This is a perfect example of significant differences. Just like what the thesis measures. For example, imagine we're studying the impact of a new teaching method on two groups of students. Those who are highly motivated, the believers, and those who are less engaged, the wicked, in this analogy. By applying a t-test, we can determine if the mean test scores of these two groups differ significantly. If the motivated group performs much better, it reinforces the idea that their belief and effort lead to different outcomes, just as the first suggests. In summary, the t-test is a versatile and widely used statistical tool that helps us compare group means and conduct hypothesis tests across various research contexts. It's our ally in understanding whether the differences we observe are meaningful or just a coincidence. Let's talk about powerful statistical method called analysis of variance, or ANOVA for short. It's your go-to tool for testing significant differences between the means of three or more independent groups. Think of it as a referee in a game, making sure all players are treated fairly. The key features. The first one is purpose of ANOVA. It's designed to compare means across multiple groups simultaneously. This means it reduces the risk of type 1 errors that can happen if you keep running multiple t-tests. It's like avoiding the risk of eating too many slices of cake at once. Better to enjoy it in moderation. Groups. Unlike a t-test, which only compares two groups, ANOVA can handle 3 or more groups. This makes it perfect for more complex experiments. Imagine trying to decide which martabak topping is the best among cheese, peanut, and chocolate. ANOVA will help settle the debate. Number 3, about the assumption. Normality, the data in each group should be approximately normally distributed. Homogeneity of variance, the variance among the groups should be roughly equal. Independence. Observation should be independent of one another, just like your friends should be independent in their martabak choices. The application. ANOVA is commonly used in fields like education, psychology, and social sciences. For example, it can evaluate the effectiveness of different teaching methods on student performance by comparing the test scores across multiple groups. Or it could analyze how different types of feedback affect student engagement in an online course. Type of ANOVA. The first one, one-way ANOVA. compares means across one independent variable with multiple levels, like different teaching method. The second one, two-way ANOVA, looks at the influence of two independent variables on dependent variable and their interaction effect. It's like seeing how both your mood and coffee assumption affect your productivity. Now, linking this to a profound verse from the Quran in Surah Ar-Ra'd, Ayat 4. Allah says, "Its water is the same, but we have preferred some over others." This beautifully illustrates the essence of variance. There are hidden factors that cause differences in result, much like how different teaching methods can lead to varied students' performance. In conclusion, ANOVA is a powerful statistical tool that allows researchers to efficiently assess differences in group means. By simultaneously evaluating multiple groups, it enhances the reliability of our conclusions, making it essential for research involving multiple conditions, our treatments. Everyone, next part is about validity, a crucial concept in testing. Simply, validity tells us if a test measures what it's supposed to measure. It's like making sure your GPS is actually guiding you to your destination and not just around in a circle. There are a few key types of validity to keep in mind. The first one, content validity. This checks how well the test covers the relevant materials. Imagine a pizza topping quiz that only asks about pepperoni. That wouldn't be a valid assessment of pizza topping in general. The second one, construct validity. This assesses if the test accurately reflects the theoretical ideas it's meant to measure. It's like making sure your happiness scale actually measures happiness and not just how much chocolate you've eaten. The third one, criterion-related validity. This evaluates how well the test predicts or correlates with another measure. This includes the first one, predictive validity. Can the test forecast future performance? For example, do high SAT scores really predict success in college? The next, concurrent validity. Does the test correlate with other established measures taken at the same time? It's like checking if your new friend lines test agrees with existing measures of friendliness. Why is validity so important? Interpretation of scores. Validity ensures we're using test score correctly. It helps us avoid jumping to conclusions that could lead to bad decisions. Fairness. Validity is linked to fairness. If a test is biased, it's not a valid measure for everyone. Evidence and evaluation. We need evidence, like statistical analysis, to support validity. Now let's connect this to a beautiful ayat from the Quran in Surah Al-Isra, ayat 36. Allah says, "Do not pursue that of which you have no knowledge." This ayat emphasizes the importance of having accurate knowledge before making judgment. Imagine you are creating a test about Islamic history. If you include questions about unrelated topics, the test wouldn't be valid because it's not measuring what it's supposed to. It's like trying to measure the weight of an object with a thermometer. You're not using the right tool. In summary, validity is crucial for making sure our assessments are effective and meaningful. It helps us maintain honesty in measurement, ensuring that we are truly evaluating what we intend to evaluate. Last but not least, we'll explore the concept of reliability in testing. Think of reliability as the test's ability to produce consistent results, just like how you expect your favorite pizza place to deliver the same delicious pizza every time. Key aspect of reliability. The first one, internal consistency. This aspect measures how well the item within a task assesses the same concept. A common measure for this is Cronbach alpha. If you get the score above 0.70, it means your test items are working well together, like a well-rehearsed band hitting all the night notes. Imagine a test about pizza toppings. If half the questions are about tomatoes and the other half about crust thickness, you might not have high internal consistency. It's like asking if pineapple belong on pizza while not even mentioning the pizza itself. Number 2, iterator reliability. This evaluates how much agreement there is among different raters scoring the same performance. If two teachers grade an essay and give widely different scores, that's a problem. It's like asking two friends to rate a movie, and one thinks it's a masterpiece while the other calls it a snooze test. Visualize this. Two teachers are assessing the same student's essay, and they give vastly different scores. That's unfair and confusing for the student. High iterator reliability ensures that different evaluators agree on the performance level. The number 3, intra-rater reliability. This measures the consistency of scores given by the same rater over time. If a teacher grades a student's essay one week and then gives a completely different score the next week for the same essay, that indicates low intra-rater reliability. It's like saying your favorite dish tastes great one day and terrible at the next day. What happened in between? A stable rater helps ensure fairness in assessments. Just like a good chef consistently makes the same tasty dish. Importance in language testing. Reliability is crucial in language assessment. It ensures that test scores accurately reflect a student's abilities without being influenced by random errors or subjective judgments. High reliability gives us confidence in our conclusion, like trusting that a weather forecast is accurate enough to plan a picnic. If test scores fluctuate widely, it can lead to misunderstanding about a student's abilities, which is particularly important in educational and clinical settings. Conclusion: in summary, reliability is a cornerstone of effective testing. It ensures that test scores are stable, consistent, and dependable. By measuring internal consistency and agreement among raters, reliability contributes to the overall validity and fairness of assessments. Now, let's connect this to a beautiful ayat from the Quran. In Surah Al-Hujurat, ayat 9, Allah says, "Indeed, Allah loves those who act justly." This highlights the importance of fairness in assessments. If score change dramatically due to inconsistent evaluation, it represents a form of injustice. Just like we want fairness in our daily interaction, we should strive for consistency in our assessment. So let's remember, reliable assessments lead to fair evaluation, ensuring we measure what we truly intend to measure. Everyone, as we wrap up our discussion today, let's take a moment to integrate all the concepts we've explored. The first one, correlation teaches us that change starts from within ourselves. Just like the saying goes, if you want to see the world change, be that change. Number two, thesis remind us of the importance of fairness. It's all about distinguishing between groups justly, like making sure everyone gets an equal slice of cake at a party. We wouldn't want anyone to feel left out, right? Number three, ANOVA help us understand the reason behind differences. It's like figuring out why some pizza have that magical taste while others, well, let's just say they need some work. Understanding the causes help us appreciate the variety in life. Number four, validity emphasizes the need to assess with knowledge. Just as the Quran advises us not to follow what we didn't know, we must ensure our evaluation are based on sound understanding. It's all about using our brains, folks. Number five, reliability reminds us to be consistent, whether it's in our assessments or our pizza choices. Consistency matters. We want the trust that our favorite dish, our test score, will deliver every time. Now, how does the Quran fit into all of this? The teachings of the Quran guide us to be fair, knowledgeable, and consistent in all aspects of life. Just like we strive for integrity in our testing methods, we should aim for integrity in our daily actions. In every interaction, whether at school, work, or home, let's keep this principle close to our hearts. Because ultimately, when we reflect on these values, we can create a more just and understanding world. So, as you go about your day, remember, change starts with you. Fairness is key. Understanding differences enriches life. Knowledge is power, and consistency builds trust. Let's carry this lesson with us, and may Allah guide us in every aspect of our lives. Thank you for all of you being here this time, and may your day be as beautiful as the wonders Allah create. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.